The Jacksonville Jaguars made a splash draft pick in the 4th round of the 2025 NFL Draft when they drafted Bhayshul Tuten, running back from Virginia Tech. He's electric, he's got speed to burn, and he's going to shake things up in this backfield if he plays well in training camp and gets opportunity. Today, we're going to look at his prospect profile, how he fits with the Jaguars, look at what James Gladstone has to say, the Jaguars GM, everything else in between, how he fits in fantasy football, his upside, and everything else. Before we dig in, though, you need to click that subscribe button right now. We're covering rookie camp clips. More rookie camps are coming this weekend, pretty much the rest of the NFL. On top of that, we're doing this prospect analysis. Soon minicamp and OTA clips of your favorite veterans will be on the channel as well, as long as training camp. This channel is active. We'll always be here. Click that button. Stop missing out. James Gladstone, though, has a lot to say about Bhayshul Tuten. Bhayshul Tuten is a different type of running back that will be added to this team that could climb the depth chart as early as this July. As they start getting these backs together, working through drills, he's got extra pop in the step. You're going to hear him talk about that right now.
Applies to his on-field speeds, and really being able to change the pace of a game is something that we're really interested in. And just a fun story behind the scenes, right? When I sat down for the first wave of interviews and even into the second wave, he was somebody that I highlighted as a day 3 priority or target for us to consider. And it's cool to see that come to life. Obviously, our coaching staff presented a vision for him, but on the front end, he was somebody that myself I was drawn to in some way, shape, or form, and excited to see all that unfold here in real time.
Considering what we saw from the running backs of the Jacksonville Jaguars last year, this team needed to shake things up. Etienne was not living up to the first-round draft capital. Bigsby improved from the year prior, but was still off and on. But this team needs to get more explosive, more electric. Brian Thomas Jr. changed things up last year, but now they're looking to do something with the run game. They need more competition. They need change. They either need the veterans to step it up, or they need Bhayshul Tuten and LaQuinn Allen to start taking over, but they're letting us know that they need change. That's not a hot take. They need something to change right away. They either need it through this competition or somewhere else. But Bhayshul Tuten was a 0-star prospect through the high school recruiting ranks. If you like rooting for underdogs who are on the rise, this might be your guy to watch during training camp. We go to the FCS level. We have a ramp up here in 2021. 2022, 1,300 yards, 13 touchdowns. We go to Virginia Tech, 875 yards, 10 touchdowns. Then this year, put the stamp on things. 1,100 yards, 15 touchdowns. We had back-to-back double-digit touchdown seasons, and we finished the year out strong. On top of that, 4.4 yards after contact per attempt, 62 missed tackles forced, 69 the year prior, 76 at the FCS level. He's dangerous in the open field. He's nasty in the open field. He'll run through you. He'll run around you. Has a lot of built-up inertia. And this guy's a home run threat anywhere on the field. And you see that in the yards after the catch per reception. 11.3 in 2023. 6 last year. But his ADOT, most of his targets were behind the line of scrimmage. 1.4 ADOT, which is rare for a running back. Usually they're pushing around 0. If it's above 0, they're running routes mostly downfield. You rarely see him like 1.4 negative to 2. That being said, that's weird considering 10 at the FCS level, 25 but less opportunity in 2021. Again, he can make guys miss. He can make guys miss to the point where you check it down to him in the flat. He could house it if you give him a little bit of space. He's that electric, and he can take over games. In games where Virginia Tech was the underdog, Miami, Boston College, Virginia, Marshall, Syracuse, big-time moments here last season and the year prior to that. On top of that, we're hitting 20-plus miles per hour multiple different times on the field. We are electric. We are a home run hitter. That is the name of the game when you're looking at Bhayshul Tuten. You get to the combine, 4.32 40-yard dash, best among running backs. 40.5-inch vertical, best among running backs. 10-10 broad, tied for second among running backs. So that tells us we got the long speed and the 40 and the broad together lets you know that he's very explosive. That measures your explosiveness and how quick you got pop off the step, how quick you can accelerate. That's what you're looking at with the vertical and broad jump. So we can hit the gas quick and we can get to top speed fast, which our top speed is top tier elite, and we see that in the numbers here. 98th percentile speed score when you combine the 4.32 40-yard dash with our 5.9 206 frame here. We got production. We saw that. We were productive with 2 different collegiate programs on 2 different levels. Our burst score, when you combine the broad jump and the vertical jump, 97th percentile. So we're an electric player. This is a player with okay draft capital. 402 pick off the board. So the Jaguars went to bed after day 2 and said, hey, we got to get Bhayshul Tuten. They talked about him all night, all morning while drinking coffee and like, hey, this is the pick we got to make. This is a player that can transcend us. They went to bed like Bhayshul Tuten this, Bhayshul Tuten that. You're looking at CJ Spiller as the comparable, an electric player. 5'9", 206. We got enough size to hang in the National Football League, so it's not like he's a 180-pound guy. Now you're looking at this running back depth chart, and you got Tank Bigsby, Travie, Etienne. Now, throughout this whole video, I said, hey, he is here to compete, and the other running backs, the incumbents, Etienne, Bigsby, they need to step it up. So there's competition here. So if they step it up, they may put him at bay, but that's good for the Jaguars if they step it up. If they don't step it up, you get what you got last year in the numbers, and you're getting 3.7 yards per carry from Travie Etienne with some injuries mixed in. Tank Bigsby having some big moments, but all in all, there was a lot of down moments as well, too, and he's not as electric like Bhayshul Tuten is, totally different running back prospect. Then you might see him and LaQuinn Allen start making some strides, maybe mid-season, maybe even training camp. But if things don't change, because that is really the whole thing about this running back depth chart is change. How is this going to change? You're either going to get the vets to step up, 1 or 2 of them, or these rookies are going to step in and start stealing some lunch here, because you're looking at Travie Etienne. Way too many games under 4.5 yards per carry. Way too many games. 3.7 yards per attempt last year. Tank Bigsby 4.6, but honestly, he had a few big moments, but it's very similar when you take those out compared to Travie Etienne, because we're looking game to game. Football's not played on just a few rushing attempts. We're looking game to game. They need more. That's what they're saying. They need more. They need change. They either need these 2 to step it up, or they spent that 4th round pick on Bhayshul Tuten, who's very explosive, who could make the change himself. You also got LaQuinn Allen. I may have to do a separate video on him. He was one of my favorite running back prospects in the draft. I knew he was going to be a late round pick, but he's good between the tackles. He can catch the ball in the backfield. He's a good RB3, RB2 on a roster. He's a good running back. They might have drafted the future of the running back depth chart, and it might be drafting the future as in getting Travie Etienne to step it up, or getting Tank Bigsby to step it up. If not, Bhayshul Tuten can be 3 yards in a cloud of dust. He's that type of running back. He's got some Keaton Mitchell in his game. He's got some Keaton Mitchell where he can deliver that home run threat anywhere on the field, any given play. You get him on the field, catch a check down, gone. He gets a bunch of other touches, maybe nothing happens. Next one comes in space, gone. 60-yard run or whatever. That's the type of running back you're looking at here. Very explosive, very hyperactive. That's what they're saying in the media here. They're very excited to get him in there. They're trying to make some changes in this offense. They want more out of the offense. They want to be more explosive. They want to get deep into the playoffs. So they need change here at the running back position. That's the main take here. They're trying to get change at the running back position. How does this work for fantasy football? So I'm not trying to sit here and say Bhayshul Tuten's going to take over, be the next RB1. I've not said that once throughout this video. However, like I've been saying, if Etienne and Tank don't step it up and make this messy, make this a fight in training camp early in the season, he's going to get his opportunity, and he's explosive enough to take over. So you're watching training camp like a hawk on this backfield. Like a hawk, big time. You're watching weeks 1 through 4 like a hawk. Bhayshul Tuten is an upside play that could take over. He's an upside play. LaQuinn Allen is a good lunch pail running back that could do something. That could turn some heads in training camp. Both those backs can do so. But that won't be a factor if Tank Bigsby improves, Travie Etienne comes back healthy, improves. But if it doesn't, we got some change coming. So my recommendation, Bhayshul Tuten's at a good value in rookie drafts anyways. You're in that second round range. Things are getting kind of murky anyways because the wide receiver class kind of sucks. You're looking at the tight ends. They're starting to come off the board. You're looking at the running backs. He's got upside. You got an offense everybody chases players on. It makes sense where he's at ADP-wise. You're looking at that. You got some tremendous upside in rookie drafts. You're looking at what we could be seeing here in training camp. If Travis Etienne comes back looking like what we thought he was going to be, then cool. Then cool. That's good for Jaguar fans. That's good for people who have Travis Etienne in fantasy football. However, he does step it up. It's good night. It's good night. Running backs are not for long. Not for long. That's why it's called NFL, for these running backs. Not for long. Again, he's got to step it up. Not saying he's bad. Not saying he's good. Not saying this. He's got to step it up. Both these two running backs, they got to step it up. That is what the Jaguars are saying. They want some change in the backfield. And change is coming one way or another. One way or another. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I want to hear about that. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on the way out. One thing for watching. Catch you on the next video.